Today we are talking about, so you finally close some deals. What do you do now? We're gonna talk about how to build a team, how to start investing into sandwich rental homes for cash flow. How do you do that? So maybe you close three, four, five deals. Um, I recommend closing three, four, five deals, and then at that point start building a team and start seeing how you can start investing that money. So we're gonna get started here. Let me share my screen. If you're just joining the Facebook group, welcome. Best Chicago Wholesale Deals Live Facebook group. Now we want to welcome you and just to show you, navigate you around really quick. If you're in the Facebook group and you go to this top part, the featured part, and you scroll through, these are the replays from the most recent one. And then if you go into the guide section here, it's going to have probably like 90 replays from over the last 2 years of trainings. So pretty much every single topic you could think of on real estate, wholesaling, rent to owns, Airbnbs, how to analyze deals, how to do virtual wholesaling. So there's probably like 80, maybe 90 videos here of training that you guys can watch at any time. And we're always going to record it every week if you can't make it. Okay. So I'm just going to approve some people that are joining. So welcome to the group, and hope you guys get a lot out of these trainings. And all these trainings are just basically trying to help other people maybe close their first deal, help other people maybe scale their business. And on top of that, I teach that, hey, my business is successful because I implement a lot of kingdom teachings from the Bible, and I always try to implement that in these trainings as well. So today is Monday. So we are Monday, June 20th. Today's topic is going to be scaling your business, going from a one-man show to maybe having a team, and then how to invest into cash flow properties. So maybe having a team. So if you're looking for wholesale deals in the Chicago market, join our buyers list. We send out 2-3 new deals on our email list every week, at least. And we are always getting new deals every week under contract because we're always making offers, we're always marketing, we're always hiring employees, we're always getting new partners. So join our list. You'll see wholesale deals that are great for flips, great for buy and holds. And if you're in the market, join our list here. Okay. If you need a buyer for your deal, submit your deal to us. Maybe you have a deal under contract, maybe you own a property, you think it's a good investment, you can send it to us and we can see what we can do. And once you join our buyers list, you get access to our inventory that you can see all of our properties. So here you can see we kind of have it like on a Google Drive sorted out by neighborhoods. So you can see all the properties that we have available. We do have quite a few pending. That means we have a buyer for the property, but we are taking backup offers on the pending. So if you see a pending that you like, we are taking backup offers for them. And the ones that are not pending that are available won't have the pending in front of it. So you can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So maybe 12 properties available and maybe about 12 or 13 pending. So this is just the deals in the Chicago market. So join our buyers list so you can check out all these deals that we have available. We have great cash flow deals, great fix and flip deals that we have available now that you can purchase. So check that out. Oh, this one just went pending today, so I gotta change this one. Actually, 2 went pending today. This one in Austin, we got a buyer for. So basically I just changed this to pending. And then this one in Calumet City went pending today too. Meaning that we got a buyer for the deal, that it has sent in earnest money and signed contract. So we got tons of deals that we are looking to move and tons of deals we already have a buyer for. So and we're always looking for more deals to sell to our investors, okay? Again, need a buyer, submit the deal to us and we can see what we can do with it. So today, we're going to talk about building cash flow and also like what to do after you close your first deal. Maybe you close 3, 4, 5 deals. That's where you want to get you to from, brand new, haven't closed a deal to finally close your first deal. What do you do now? In my opinion, what you should do is basically find out how you did it, right? And repeat the process. So trace back the steps and everything you did and try to repeat the process. And in my opinion, you want to try to close at least 3 to 5 deals before you start hiring, before you start building the team. And that's what we do. We're basically always trying to build a team, always trying to find more joint venture partners, always trying to find ways to hire more employees for our company. So what you want to do is reverse engineer your goals, find out how many offers you need to make every day to reach your goal. So we can do that. So just like when you actually first start out, you're going to want to do the same thing when you start building a team and start hiring employees and start hiring picking up joint venture partners. It's pretty much the same thing. You want to reverse engineer it and see exactly how many offers you need to make a day. And you want to reverse engineer that. And then eventually you're going to get to the point of you're going to know how many employees you need to hire and how many hours a day they need to work. So if you want to reverse engineer this, so let's say you close 3, 4, 5 deals and you write down on paper, I want to make, at least 20 grand a month. So I want to make $240,000 per year, right? Profit. So you reverse engineer this, let's say that it's going to take about $5,000 per closed deal. And let's say you have some experience, so it takes you about 20 deals that you analyze and you make offers equal 1 deal under contract. When you start off, it may be 30 to 1 or even 40 to 1, 50 to 1, but as you get better, you get more experience, you may be able to get it down. I would say people with experience probably have it around like 20 to 1, 20 offers that they analyze, make an offer on. An offer means they made the offer over the phone or they sent the offer in writing, right? So now we know, so if you take 240,000 and you divide that by 5,000, we have 48 deals per year, right? So if you multiply that by 20, you're going to get how many offers you need to make per year. So you need to make 960 offers per year. This is yearly, right? And then you just want to break it down. You divide it by 12, you're at 80 monthly. You divide it by 4, you're at 20 weekly. And then you divide that by 5. If you work 5 days a week on it, you're at 4 offers a day. So if you want to reach your goal of 240,000, this is your magic number. I need to make 4 offers a day. If you're never hitting 4 offers a day, 5 days a week. This is times 5 days a week. This is 5 days per week. Then you're never going to make 240,000 a year. Okay. So this is your magic number daily to get to your yearly end goal. Okay. And then On average, it takes about 60 to 90 minutes to make one offer, meaning if you're on the phones all day, just talking to sellers, making offers. For us, it's averaging like 60 to 90 minutes per offer. So let's assume it's going to take 90 minutes just for one offer to get out the door. So you times that by 4 offers a day. You're looking at 360 minutes. So you're looking at divided by 6, so 360 minutes per day. You divide that by 60 minutes, so that equals 6 hours. So 6 hours per day, 5 days a week. That's the amount of effort and energy. 6 hours per day, daily, 5 days per week. So you see how we broke it down? We broke it down from the yearly end goal, and then we got to the monthly goal of 80, the weekly goal of 20, the daily goal of 4, and then the hourly goal, how many hours you have to work on this. So your magic number is 6 hours a day, 5 days a week. So you have to commit 6 hours a day, 5 days a week to only being on the phones making offers. So it shouldn't be, learning more, studying more, learning how to analyze deals. It should be 6 hours a day, 5 days a week. The only thing you're doing those 6 hours a day is you're on the phones calling sellers, talking to sellers, and making offers over the phone, and making offers to the sellers, analyzing deals. So that's all you're doing during the 6 hours a day, 5 days a week, right? So now that you know how many hours and energy and effort you got to put into this, and if you're looking to hire, so you need to hire someone that's going to put in at least this 6 hours. So if you're hiring like an acquisitions person, so the next thing is like, if you're going to hire, so your reverse engineer, our goal is to find out how many offers we need to make and how many hours we need to devote to it. So this 6 hours a day, we got to find out where these leads are coming from. So where are the leads coming from, and who's going to be, calling and making the offer? Who's going to be the acquisitions person, right? And how many do we need, right? For 6 hours a day, you only need one full-time person, right? So 6 hours a day, 5 days a week, that's really just one employee or one partner that you're hiring, or a joint venture partner. So, because you can have one employee working 8 hours a day on this, and they should be hitting this goal every single day, 5 days a week, right? Of course, they got to go through some training, maybe a couple months of training. And then after that, on the 3rd month or the 2nd month, they should be off and running, making the hitting the 6 hours a day, making at least 4 offers every day. So where do these leads come from, right? You got to figure out where they come from. So you should always be you always know where your leads are coming from, right? I always say you should always, channels that should always be maxed out are for sale by owner, for rent by owner, all of Craigslist, all of Facebook, all of Zillow. So any single lead that comes in your market, no matter where you're at, or the target market that you're targeting, all of Craigslist, all of Facebook, all of Zillow, the for sale by owner section and for rent by owner section, all these leads that are posting should get a call from you and an offer from you. So that's like the first, these are easy deals. We still close maybe 2-3 deals a month from free leads. And I don't understand why you wouldn't if they're free, right? So contact these leads. Second way is you want to find out, other channels, right? So there's gonna be other channels. Like what we do is we basically do a lot of we take like a tax delinquent list, we skip trace it, we get the phone numbers, we'll call them and leave them messages. Another way is the pre-foreclosure list, divorce list, vacant house list, tax, probate lists, inheritance lists. So you can buy all these lists, skip trace them, get the phone numbers, get the emails, and then contact them. You can contact them via call them, leave a message, send them an email, send them a text message, and you can also do some sort of direct mail, right? So, but you got to figure out what channel you're going to use, right? So pick a channel. Are you targeting? Are going to be using direct mail? And I have tons of training. If you go into the Facebook group and go to guides, we have probably 40, 50 videos on how to do marketing, like how to do direct mail, how to do bandit signs, how to do Facebook ads, how to pull lists, get lists, skip trace them, and cold call them. So figure out what channels you're hitting to get your 4 offers a day here. So if your goal is 4 offers a day, you need to figure out what channels is your team hitting, right? And you should always be hitting those channels. But you should always be hitting all the free leads. They're free, so why don't you? You should be maxing out that channel. I mean, any new lead that comes up in that market should get a call from you. Okay. So know how many offers you need to make per day, and know how many employees or partners you need to reach your goals. So if you were someone that wanted to make, 500,000 a year, so you would need someone working. You would probably need 2 employees for that, right? Because you would probably need 1 employee making, doing 8 hours, another doing 8 hours to make that 500,000 a year in revenue. So you need to reverse engineer your goals, find out exactly where you want to be at the end of the day, how many hours it's going to take per day to do this, and then find out, how many employees or partners I need to have join my team in order for me to reach my goals. Because obviously you don't want to do everything yourself, right? So do you hire employees or build partners? We do both. We hire employees and we build partners. So I don't see why not. Why not just do both? Hiring employees. This could be someone local. This could be a virtual assistant from somewhere in the Philippines, or we have virtual assistants in the Philippines making offers every day. We also have local employees making offers for us every day. So it could be either or. We have some structures that we're working out now where we have an employee where we say, hey, if you don't close a deal, in a given month, we're going to pay you a base salary of $3,000 a month, right? But if we do close a deal, more likely wholesale deals, we're making more than 3,000 each. So if we do close one deal, like the average deal size, let's say, is we're getting about 12,000, 13,000. So we split that 50-50. They get 6,500, we get 6,500. So if we do close a deal, he makes 6,500 and we don't pay him that 3,000 a month in salary. So we're doing it like that too, where we have it structured where the employee will get a base salary if they don't close a deal this month. But if they do close a deal, we're just splitting the profit on the deal, and they end up making way more splitting the profit, right? So you can do it like that kind of structure that we're doing. You can do it where you just, it's however you want it. I know guys that pay a base salary of, let's say, 2,000 a month, and then they give the employee like 20% commission if they get a property, if one of the properties they get under contract sells, right? So you can be structured in pretty much a lot of different ways, right? And then we have employees that we just pay a base salary. We'll pay them, 2,000, 3,000 a month, and then we'll just pay them like a bonus for every deal they close. So for example, we have VAs in the Philippines where if they're the ones that acquire the deal, they analyze it, they made the offer, they got the deal under contract, and it was their deal that closed, we'll pay them a bonus per deal of $1,000 per deal. And that's, a lot of money, especially in the Philippines. So you can structure it like that as well. So there's a lot of ways you can structure it. So be creative. There's not, a standard one size fits all for everyone. You can structure it however you want it. I do like the what we're doing now as far as giving our employee like 3,000 a month. And then if they close the deal, we'll split the profit. If we don't close the deal, they'll just get paid the base salary of 3,000. But that kind of structure, if they're not closing deals every month, like we go 3 months without one deal closed, of course, we're gonna talk to the employee and say, hey, listen, if we don't close the deal by the next month, we may have to let you go because we're not getting a return on investment, right? And that's what you gotta look at with employees is this a return on investment? If I'm investing 3,000 a month into you, what am I getting in return, right? So that's how all employers work. They have to see some type of return, otherwise they're not going to hire you. So if you're working for an employer and you're making 60,000 a year, guess what? Off of you, they're probably making 200,000 a year or 150,000. That's why you have a job, right? So look at structuring, hiring employees or building partners. So how do we build partners? Joint venture partners, where especially if you've closed, 3, 4, 5 deals or even more, you should start mentoring people, right? Like when I started mentoring people for free, and in return, we would split deals 50-50, right? Today, we don't do it for free anymore. We do charge a fee, but we still do it where we split profits 50-50, and we pick up joint venture partners. So I would suggest everyone do both of these, hire employees and also build joint venture partners at the same time, right? Like we have joint venture partners that close 1 or 2 deals a year with us every year. We have joint venture partners that close a deal with, 1 or 2 deals every month with us every month. We have joint venture partners that we haven't heard from in 2 years, and they finally come back and they close a deal with us. So it's just joint venture partners, they're not like employees, so you can't micromanage them. You can't you can't demand them to be at work at this certain time. So the joint venture partners are more so of you're mentoring them, and you form a partnership based on your mentorship, and you sign an agreement. Any deals you get from our mentorship, we're splitting profits 50-50. And you can do it however you want it. You can do it for free. You can charge a fee if you want. That's all up to you on how you want to build your team, right? So why not do both? Build both as big as possible, right? Of course, if you have employees where they're all giving you good returns on investment, why not keep hiring more, right? If you're investing 3,000 a month in one employee, and they're turning around and making 10,000 a month for your company, why not clone that employee and get a second one, get a third one, get a fourth one, right? Why not both, right? That's what we do. So our members, our partners that are part of our joint venture partnerships, that we partner and close deals together, they can just basically build a team using our systems and our trainings. So they don't have to build, their own systems and trainings. They basically just recruit someone, they join the team, and all of a sudden they have someone under their team, and they have all the systems, tools, and training already ready to go. And they don't have to make it up themselves, right? So members can build their own team under our systems and tools and training. But that's what everyone should do, is like the whole point of this is not to close one deal, make 10, 15 grand, and then that's it. The whole point of this is to make it a business that you can work, be able to work from anywhere, be able to set your own schedule. Sorry, I cut off. Zoom is always cutting me off for some reason. So where was I? So the whole point of this is to be able to eventually build a team for everyone should be at that goal. But hey, eventually the end goal for me should be, I want to build a team so that I can work from anywhere. I can set my own schedule. I don't have to miss any of my kids, games. I don't have to miss any family events because of work. And you can work from anywhere in the world and have a business where you set your schedule, not your job setting your schedule for you, right? That's the whole point of this is freedom to work when you want, to work as hard as you want or as less as you want, and the freedom to be able to to go, go anywhere, right? And be able to, like for me, I'm able to just leave my house for a whole month or 2 months and work from anywhere in the world where there's Wi-Fi and internet, right? And that's where I think everyone wants to be and should be their end goal, right? So next I'm talking about picking up close wholesale deals to pick up rent to own. So picking up sandwich rent to owns for cash flow. So what I'm gonna be talking about a lot in the future is like, hey, sandwich rent to owns for cash flow, right? And this is where you can basically, a sandwich rent to own is where you stay in the middle of the deal, a rent to own deal for maybe 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, or even more, and you control the equity, you control the cash flow because you negotiated equity, you negotiated some cash flow. So every $10,000 that you make, you can pick up one rent to own that you can control equity and cash flow. And you can, like when you get a rent to own, a sandwich rent to own, you stay in the middle. It's like you own the house. You can sell the house, you can rent to own it to another person. You can turn around and Airbnb the house, put it on the Airbnb market. So typically a $10,000 you can, which includes first month's rent, security deposit, and all the furniture costs to furnish the home to do like the Airbnb. And typically we're seeing we can invest 10,000 and we can make $2,000 per month in cash flow, right? So how fast can you quit your job doing that, right? So you close, 5 wholesale deals, you make $50,000 to $60,000, maybe with out of that $60,000 you made, 30,000 you want to pick up 3 sandwich rent to owns, and those 3 sandwich rent to owns you make sure that they cash flow and they're going to make at least $6,000 a month. So you can't invest $10,000 and make 2,000 per month buying properties. It's not possible because you got to eventually put 20% down. Yeah, you can maybe do it with a FHA loan on your first loan, but once you start getting loans where you're not moving into the house, they're investments. They're requiring 20% down. So if you're buying $100,000 house, well, you can't buy $100,000 house now anymore. But if you're buying a nice house for 200, 300,000, you got to put 20% down. So you got to put $60,000, $40,000 down payment, and eventually you hopefully make $1,000 a month in cash flow. And those are even hard to find right now because of the prices, right? So my thing is like, hey, if I can show you, hey, you can invest $10,000 and pick up an Airbnb and turn around and make 2,000 a month in cash flow, you should be able to do that every 2 or 3 wholesale deals that you close. You should be able to pick up an Airbnb. So I was thinking about that too, as far as, what's going on in the economy, with interest rates and inflation going crazy too. Airbnbs might, there was a time, there might be a time where people stop traveling, right? Because of it looks like a recession's about to hit, right? Because we have inflation, we have mortgage rates are now at over 7% interest. They just increased the mortgage rates by 0.75%. And you have crazy inflation, you have foreclosures hitting the market. So there's a lot of things happening that, we see possibly a recession happening, especially in the housing market. So that could mean like maybe people are not traveling that much, so Airbnbs are not, won't be as profitable as they are today. Like right now, Airbnbs are extremely profitable right now. So sandwich rent to own. So what you want to do is make sure that you're getting equity. So there's the owner, there's you, and then there's, we'll just say this is the retail value. Retail value. You want to make sure that, let's just do an example. Let's say retail value on this property is 300,000 that we're looking at, and the owner wants only 250. So here on the price, on the equity, there is already $50,000 for you. So this is a deal I would say, yeah, I want to stay in the middle of the deal, right? I want to try to cash out on this $50,000 eventually. And then there's the rent. So let's say that the retail market rent we find out is $2,500 a month, and then we can get the owner down to $1,800 a month. So here there's $700 in cash flow, right? And then we have down payment. Maybe they want 2 months rent down, so they want 3,600. And then we have the term for how long. Maybe the owner is okay with like a 3-year term, right? So this deal, there is equity. There's 50,000 equity. There's 700 in cash flow. This is a deal that you want to stay in the middle of, right? So you negotiate with the owner. You stay in the middle of the deal as a rent to own, and maybe you get control over it for 3 years. And in this situation, once you have control over it, now you can go back and sell the house. You can sell the house right away, try to get 50,000 in equity. You can turn around and put the property on Airbnb, if the numbers make sense. So this is the only time, we would be safe, right? Because let's say we put this house on Airbnb, it's making $2,000 a month, and all of a sudden another recession happens and people stop traveling and the Airbnbs start tanking and Airbnbs are not making money anymore, right? So in that situation, if you have this sandwich rent to own, you still have this 700 in cash flow. So you can just turn around and put it on the market rent and sell it to another rent to own buyer for 700 a month in cash flow and profit. So I think these are very safe investments because as long as you're doing the numbers right up front, you can end up even if Airbnb doesn't work, you can end up still renting it normally, and you're still going to make cash flow because of what you negotiated up front, right? So I hope that makes sense. If someone has any questions about that, let me know. But sandwich rent to own, I think, is the best thing to do as far as cash flow. It's better than owning the property yourself because you control these properties. You're controlling it without ownership. You're not getting a mortgage. You're not getting your credit checked. You're not getting into any debt yourself. In our contracts with rent to own sellers with doing the rent to owns, we have it as, hey, if something happens, we're going to give you a 60-day notice that we have to vacate the house. And then during those 60 days, our goal, we're going to find a tenant paying equal or more in the rent that will take our position. So there's always a way out of the deal too, right? If you own a property, guess what? You're stuck with it, right? You have to, let's say you get a mortgage at 200,000 and then the market tanks and now it's only worth 100,000. Now you can't even sell the house. You're stuck with it, right? You're negative upside down. You need to do a short sale or give the house back to the bank, right? So in my opinion, like I said, if you can invest 10,000, so if I say, hey, 10,000 equals or could equal 2,000 a month, 2,000 a month in cash flow, I think most people would do that all day, right? So if you get 100,000, guess what? Times 10, you got you could pick up 10 properties, so you have 20,000 a month coming in cash flow. And I think these are safe because, again, let's say the Airbnb doesn't work, so it's not making 2,000 a month in cash flow anymore. But you negotiated some spread in the rent, so instead of making 2,000, maybe it's only making 1,000 a month or $800 a month, but it's still cash flowing, right? So I think these deals are safe even in a recession, which it looks like that's going to happen pretty soon in the market. So that's our model, and basically what we're doing is just basically focus on wholesaling and then focus on rent to own. Focus on wholesaling, close deals, use and then invest in the rent to own, right? So that's what we are doing. And even if you do the numbers, guys, on this 10,000 a month making 2,000 cash flow, which is what we're seeing in a bunch of our Airbnbs. If you do the numbers on that, even if you buy the house and you wait for appreciation for 10, 20, 30 years, this investing 10,000, making 2,000 will outpace any appreciation of owning the property. And again, this is a rent to own, so you also do get appreciation, right? So over here, if you got retail, if you have 50,000 equity in 3 years, if the equity goes up to 340, now you made another 40,000, so now there's 90,000 equity. So you're still getting appreciation in the sandwich rent to own. But what I'm saying, even without appreciation, investing 10,000 to make 2,000 a month in cash flow will far outpace any type of buying a rental, waiting for appreciation, and it's going to make a lot more profit if you do the numbers. So that's it. Let me just go back to the slide here. Closing wholesale deals to pick up rent to owns. So again, I don't know any other investment where you can invest 10 grand and then turn around and make 2,000 a month, picking up rent to own. So look into that. There's guys doing it all across the country that have hundreds and hundreds of Airbnbs on the market. And if you just go on YouTube and look up, they call it rental arbitrage. But what I would rather do is you do like a rent to own arbitrage where you have control of equity, you have control of the property, right? A lot of people are just renting homes and then turning around and Airbnb them. What I'm saying to do is you should rent to own the home, then turn around and Airbnb them. So if you guys have any questions, you can contact me here. Here's my phone, here's my email. You can also direct message me via Facebook. Again, if you have any potential deals, that's what we love. So send us deals. That's what we love to that's what we do all day. Just look at deals all day long. So we're gonna end here, Proverbs chapter 28. So what we're gonna do too is I'm gonna take a break from the Monday night training, and we're probably gonna switch to days. So I'm probably gonna take maybe a few weeks, maybe even 4 weeks off of training on Monday nights, because what I'm doing is putting together like a kind of like a membership site that I'm gonna give away for free, and it's gonna be a project, so it's gonna take me a long time to finish. What I'm gonna do is take all my trainings and then put it like nicely in like a membership site and give it to everyone for free, basically. And you're just gonna get all the content and all the information away we're gonna give that away for free. And that's gonna take me a few weeks. Maybe it may take 4 weeks. So that's what we're gonna do is we're gonna package that. You're gonna be able to log in to a membership site. And then all the training, all the videos are going to be in order, neatly in order. And here's step 1, step 2, step 3. You're going to be able to go through that. And we're going to give it away for free to everybody because, God told me to just give it away for free. Like, we're super busy. We have, I don't know how many deals closed. We have probably about 20 plus deals under contract with a buyer that's going to close in the next 2 weeks, next 3 weeks, 4 weeks. And we're just super busy. I'm not taking on any mentorship students anymore just because we just have too much going on. But what I'm going to do is work on this project for everyone for the next 4 weeks. And I'm not going to have any live trainings for the next 4 weeks in this Facebook group. It could be shorter, maybe 3 weeks, maybe even 2 weeks, but I'm just going to say 4 weeks for now. And I'm going to send you guys that. And when I come back, I'm gonna say, hey guys, here's the link, sign in, and you're gonna get access to all the information, okay? So Proverbs chapter 28, the translation Passion, which is I believe amazing translation that I love. I don't know if I did chapter 28 already. Let me see. Yeah, I did chapter 28. We're in 15. But chapter 28, 15. So why we teach the scripture in real estate is because without God in your business, I believe it's gonna be a failure. The Bible says if you don't have God in your life, in your business, eventually whatever you're gonna do is gonna fail at the end of the day. No matter how successful you are now, no matter how, if you don't have God, if you're not pursuing God in your personal life and your business, eventually, the Bible says that you're going to fail. So that's why I preach, I teach the Bible and business together, because I believe that is principles that will make your business successful and prosper is what is taught, especially in the Proverbs. It's an amazing book on business and how to have a successful business. So chapter 15, it says rulers can only be compared to raging lions and roaming bears. Abusive leaders fail to employ wisdom, but leaders who despise corruption will enjoy a long and full life. So abusive leaders, it says they fail to employ wisdom, but leaders who despise corruption will enjoy a long and full life. So if you're a leader, you should despise corruption. What does that mean? Like you should anything that you're doing in your business that's corrupt, meaning that it's not obeying God's laws or what God teaches. Like you're to do a wholesale deal, you're always lying to everybody. You have to lie to close a deal. Guess what? Your business is corrupt, right? And that's what everyone's taught in wholesaling is to lie, pretend you're the buyer, pretend you got all the cash, and then your whole business is corrupt right away, right? What we teach is like, hey, don't pretend you're the buyer if you have no intent of buying the house. Just tell them the truth. Like, hey, we're we help buyers find great deals. We're like the acquisitions team. What happens is, the buyer pays us a fee for finding them a great deal. Is that okay with you, Mr. Seller? They say, great, yeah, that works. So, just be honest, right? Don't have a corrupt business where everything's built on lies. A murderer's conscience will torment him. A fugitive haunted by guilt all the way to the grave with no one to support him. So it says a murderer's conscience will torment him. So someone that's a murderer that's doing evil is going to his conscience is going to torment him. A fugitive haunted by guilt all the way to the grave with no one to support him. It says the poor will be rescued from failure, but the perverse will suddenly fall into ruin. So be pure in your business. Always look out for other people, right? So being pure, especially in this business, is looking out for the seller, looking out for the buyer, making sure that's a win-win. The seller agrees to the price, that price works for him. We're not, we're not taking advantage of someone that maybe has, like, for example, you can take advantage of a lot of people in this business. For example, someone that maybe a sweet old grandma that doesn't know what her property is worth, and they're just like, yeah, I'll take any price, and that's like the last penny they have in their savings is the house, right? So we want to be honest and pure. We just want to tell them the truth. Like, hey, listen, this is, what a buyer would pay for it. This is the ARV. This is the rehab cost. You're going to make 50,000. We're going to add, we're going to probably end up making 10,000 on the deal. So be pure when doing business, and always like for example, I just did a deal where someone refused to pay me right on the deal, and there was another realtor that brought the buyer. So instead of getting me a commission, I just say, hey, just make sure you pay, this realtor that brought the buyer, because because I don't want a bad reputation. I don't want someone to be cut out. I'd rather be cut out of the deal than someone else that did work on the deal, right? So try to look out for everyone. Make sure it's a win-win for seller, win-win for buyer. Work hard and you'll have all you desire, but chase a fantasy and you can end up with nothing. So work hard, guys. This business is not easy. It's not a get rich quick scheme. It is a lot of work. You have to work hard. I remember closing my first deal. It took me 6 months to close my first wholesale deal. And that was like one of the hardest things I had to do. Right. But now we're closing deals every single week. Like every other day we have something closing. So work hard, and it says you'll have all you desire. Don't chase fantasies, because you're gonna end up with nothing. Like in the beginning here, I told you like, hey, to make 4 offers a day, you have to work 6 hours a day to make 4 offers a day. And that's 6 hours a day. You're just on the phones working, making offers, talking to sellers, making offers, right? So you have to work hard in this business. It's not easy. It does get easier, of course, as you hire employees, build teams, start cloning yourself, and start outsourcing stuff. But it's still, at the end of the day, you still have to work hard. Life's blessings drench the honest and faithful person, but punishment rains down upon the greedy and dishonest. So be honest and faithful in business. Be honest and faithful. Don't tell lies. Like I have people that still call us today, to this very day, and we know they're a wholesaler, and they just pretend, like they just say, yeah, I have I'm the one buying it. Me and my partners are gonna buy it, and you can tell they're following the script, and you just call them. I just call them out on it. Like, hey, it sounds like you just started wholesaling and you're following a script. If your intent is just to wholesale, just be honest. Don't lie, because you're just, me and you are just starting a relationship. We're talking to each other, and you're just telling me a bunch of lies right away. So how are you going to have a good business, right? By starting off with lies, right? And the worst thing is like, hey, you're a wholesaler. Like I have deals under contract. I'm a wholesaler, and all of a sudden another wholesaler pretends they're a cash buyer, and then they end up just trying to wholesale your wholesale deal, and they tie it up, and they waste your time, and they never close because they never found a buyer for it. So it's just a waste of time, and that's why all these laws are being passed against wholesaling, especially like happened in Illinois. We just have too many shady people in this business that are just lying about everything. Like I know a guy that we had there was a guy that was wholesaling a deal, and then he pretended he owned it. And I'm like, you don't own it. Like I checked the title. The title is John Smith, and your name is this. Like, what do you mean you own it? You don't own the property. And I didn't want to do business with him because he's just lying, right? So don't, be honest, be faithful, do things with integrity, do things with character, do things the right way, right? Giving favoritism to the rich and powerful is disgusting. This is done by the type of judge who would betray a man for a bribe. So don't give favoritism to the rich and powerful, and don't betray people for a bribe, right? Like in this business, you can betray people for a bribe every day, right? I have people that contact me. I say, "Oh yeah, that deal sold. I'm sorry." They, hey man, I'll give you $10,000 on top of whatever he's paying to cancel his contract and go with me, right? That happens almost every week where someone does that, right? Like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, man, that deal sold. Hey man, and I could take that bribe and cancel the deal with the other buyer, but guess what? I'm taking a bribe. I'm betraying somebody that we already have an agreement. We have a signed agreement. We're going to closing, and all of a sudden I'm going to take this bribe from another person just because I'm making some more money, right? You don't want to do that in your business. You want to Again, stay honest, right? Don't take bribes. A greedy man is in a race to get rich, but he forgets that he could lose what's most important and end up with nothing. So don't be the greedy man taking bribes, right? Because at the end, once if you're the guy taking bribes in your business, betraying people, canceling contracts, guess what? At the end of it, you're gonna get a bad name, a bad reputation, and no one's gonna want to do business with you, right? So you don't be the greedy man that's always in a race to get rich, right? Another thing in this business is people that what I see a lot is people that are greedy, right? They want to be the ones that find the seller on their own, and they want to be the ones that find the buyer on their own. They don't want help from another realtor to find a buyer. They don't want help from another wholesaler to find a buyer. They want to have all the profit, 100% going to them and them alone. Those people that do that, I can tell you, don't stay in the business long at all. You need leverage. You need help from other people. You need to, like we work with realtors that bring us buyers. We work with other wholesalers that bring us buyers, and we're okay working with them, right? Because one realtor could have 100 investors on his list that we don't have, and all of a sudden we have 10 realtors that have 100 investors. So that's like 1,000 investors that we have on our list now because we're willing to work with other people, right? So don't be greedy. Be willing to work with others, right? If you correct someone with constructive criticism, in the end, he will appreciate it more than flattery. And give people constructive criticism, right? People in this business all the time. I have to, I don't want to try to correct someone, but when I see it and I know it could help someone, I just say it, right? You want to be able to correct someone if they're doing something wrong and just say it outright. Like there's this guy that was with a brokerage, so I'm not going to name any names. He's with a brokerage that I know that doesn't allow wholesaling, and then he's doing wholesaling. I know, so I just call him like, hey, what's up, man? How's everything going? He's like, great, man. And I see you're wholesaling. You're with this company. I know they don't do wholesale. So what are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm just not telling them. I'm like, I'm like, what you want? So I just told him, like, man, that's not right. You should do everything the right way because eventually, you could get caught. And if you get caught, especially by your brokerage and you're wholesaling deals without them knowing, guess what? You can lose your license, right? And then you can't do any deals anymore, right? So I was just giving him constructive criticism, saying, hey, you should do everything the right way, right? A person who would reject his own parents and say, what's wrong with that, is as bad as a murderer. But don't reject your own parents, especially if you have parents that are, honoring God with their life and using the wisdom of God in their life. To make rash, hasty decisions shows that you are not trusting the Lord. But when you rely totally on God, you will act carefully and prudently. So don't make fast decisions, quick decisions. What you should do is carefully look at your decisions and be prudent. Prudent means look at the consequences of your decision. So, or if you have a decision to make, what are the consequences? And don't look at just the consequences of yourself. Look at the consequences of everyone in the transaction or in the decision, right? What's the consequences if I move forward with this for the seller? What's the consequences if I move forward this for the buyer? What's the consequences if I move forward with this for, someone that I'm working with, right? So being prudent means looking at the 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 consequences of our actions, of our decisions, which is what we should be doing at all times. And don't look at it selfishly, but look at the consequences for others around you, right? Self-confident know-it-alls will prove to be fools, but when you lean on the wisdom from above, you will have a way to escape the troubles of your own making. So don't ever be a self-confident know-it-all. That was me for many, many years, a self-confident know-it-all. I knew everything. No one could teach me anything. I was foolish, right? Don't be foolish. Always be the someone that is humble and say, I don't know anything, right? Like, being humble means, um, uh, being humble means you say, hey, I don't know everything. I need to learn. I need to learn. I need more wisdom. I need more knowledge from God, right? And if you're a know-it-all, you're never going to grow anymore. You're never going to want to learn anything new. You're never going to want to learn new technology, new things. The self-confident know-it-alls are the guys that are always doing the same thing over and over again. They're never growing, never changing, never learning because they know it all, right? So don't be a know-it-all. It says they're fools, right? But when you lean on the wisdom from above, you'll have a way to escape the troubles of your own making. So lean on the wisdom of God to escape your troubles. You will never go without it if you give to the poor. It says you will never go without if you give to the poor. But if you're heartless, stingy, and selfish, you're going to invite curses upon yourself. So be generous, give, tithe, right? This is a principle in the Bible that it's the opposite of what we're taught, right? In the world, we're taught to hoard and save and invest, right? When the Bible says give to the poor, right? Give to people that are in need, right? You give because you get the blessings from God. God always says, hey, if you're generous, I'm going to bless you. If you give, you will receive, right? So it says the Bible here it says you will never go without. You will never go without if you give to the poor. I mean, you're always going to have money. You're always going to have resources. You're always going to have food to eat, a house to live in. You're always going to have everything you need if you give to the poor, right? And how much do we give? The Bible always says 10%. Give, tithe 10% of your making, and then you get to keep the 90%, right? So we should always be giving the 10%, um, and being generous and giving. If you're heartless, stingy, and selfish, you're gonna invite curses upon yourself. So don't be like that. That used to be me too. I used to never give, never tithe. I always hoard, save, because that's what I was taught. And when I started giving, it's just the blessings just started multiplying. When wicked leaders rise to power, good people go into hiding. But when they fall from power, the godly take their place. So when wicked leaders are in power, good people uh, are hiding from that. But when they fall from power, the godly take their place. So like right now, right, like we have wicked leaders, right? Wicked leaders. Look at what's going on in the schools. They're teaching kids, hey, you're 5 years old, but hey, if you want to be a boy today, you can be a boy or a girl. Which one you want to be, right? It's evil, right? They're brainwashing our kids in the schools now. And guess what? It's coming from leadership. It's coming from who's the leader, right? And right now, you see what's going on with the economy, what's going on in schools with the children, with the shootings all over the place. It's we have wicked leadership and power, and we can see what's happening, right? It's good people are going to hiding, and we have hope, right? It says here that but when they fall from power, hopefully a godly person is going to take their place. So we're going to end here. So we're going to be again off for a little while, and we'll be back. But we're off just doing a project for you guys to help to give you guys some like a free membership site. But we're ending prayer. Just want to thank God for all his blessings. Thank God for his knowledge and proverbs and teaching us, giving us wisdom, giving us his knowledge, giving us, God, your ideals, your thoughts. And we just hope this training today, especially with those out there that have closed some deals and are looking to build a team, that this training today open their eyes, and those that have an investment strategy on building cash flow, hopefully that opened their eyes as well, that they can start building cash flow using the rent to own strategy we taught. And we just want to thank God for all his blessings for internet and computers, technology, just so many blessings that we don't say thank you for every day. Just food to eat, water to drink, clothes, it says that God is the owns everything in this earth and provides everything on this earth for us. So everything we see all around us is from God, and we just thank you, God, for all your blessings. And we just ask that you come and come to everyone's hearts that are here, that are listening, that are watching the replay, and you just give us your wisdom, give us your knowledge, give us your fruits, the fruits of the spirit, which are love and joy and peace and mercy and gentleness and kindness and faithfulness and self-control. We just ask you fill our minds with these things, fill our hearts with these things, so that when we talk, we speak these things, when we walk, we do these things, when we what we do with our hands, what we see with our eyes, and what we think with our mind, we're filled with the spirit and filled with these thoughts of love and joy and peace and mercy and gentleness and kindness and faithfulness and self-control. In Jesus' name we ask and we pray, and we'll be live tomorrow night in the membership group, 7 p.m. tomorrow night. So see you guys there. And again, we'll probably be off for anywhere from 2 weeks to 4 weeks, and we'll be back here. We're going to take a little break off. All right. So God bless, and we'll see you guys. We'll see members tomorrow night, 7 p.m. So God bless.